All right, today is January the 14th on a Wednesday. So right now we're looking at gold on the daily time frame, and as we can see, we actually closed bullish on the previous day, and on this opening so far, we can see how price opened and shot down below the previous day low already, but we are still above the previous high where price broke out of, so we're still overall bullish. Price can still continue to push lower, but I mean push higher. But if price do break below here, then we could be seeing price push down into here. So one thing I do is I always, whatever my bias is, I stay focused on. So right now my bias is overall bullish. Even if price, dip down to here or here, it doesn't mean the bias is, is bearish, because a lot of y'all like to switch our bias, go from bullish to bearish, because you see different situations happen, right? But all it's gonna do is just confuse you. So you really gotta stay focused on your bias. I'm a swing trader, so I try to focus on, position myself in a good entry and catching the main move. So just a little tip for y'all. Um, right now in the 4 hour, we are above here again. But like I said, if it do want to break below, then we could potentially be seeing price tap into here. And if we can get a nice breaking structure off of this zone, if it do tap into here, then we could be seeing price push up higher. Right now we do got a little range going on, but we are on the RSI coming close to this baseline right here, right, which is around 49.27. So we're gonna see how this go, and then yields. See what yields is doing. Yields is very important when watching gold because if yields is going down, gold is going up. If yields is going up, gold is going down. Right now, yields is going down right now, which is good. We was in a kind of range bound, still in a range bound, but if we can get below this 200 moving average, then we could be seeing price, definitely gold skyrocket up like crazy because we seeing the momentum is dropping right now. So this had a previous day close, and the previous day closed bearish too. So that's good. The previous day closed bearish. Momentum look like we want to push down. So long as we get below here, that's actually good for gold. Let's go to DXY. So right now DXY, let's go to the daily real quick. So we did close bearish the previous day, but that doesn't mean anything. We're still above here, like I told y'all. A long price stay above here, we could be seeing price continue to push up. And then y'all also got to remember, go back to the higher time frame. We're in a down momentum, but we are currently in a transition phase on DXY. Why it is important to look at DXY is because US dollar, if you're trading forex or anything like gold versus USD, is very crucial because like stuff like EU, if DXY is going up, then we know EU is going down. So with this being said, or like USD Japan is going up, so it gave you a lot of insight on what other pairs are doing, or what potentially could do at least. So you can see here when it's transition phase. So we're still in the early phase of price pushing up. So in the lower time frame, look like we're just going up, but we're actually really in a transition phase. That's why I say once price break above here, that's gonna give us a clear sign that DXY can be going up into this level here, which means pairs like EU, GU, anything that's against the dollar is gonna be dropping, but anything that's like USD Japan is gonna be going up. So and so far for this week, we're looking good. Even going to the daily, you can see, like I said, we're in this little phase here. Go to the 4 hour real quick. So right now, we're kind of in this stage right here. So I marked this down right here because you can see how we had this nice swing low. The price came up, kind of making a fail low, right, of this previous low. So if we can get a nice clear break above here, that'd be a good sign to see price, continue to push up. So that's why I kind of got this like this right now. But right now, like I said, we're still bullish. But if it do break below here, then we could be seeing price maybe dip back down in this, direction. So it really just depends on what it decides to do. But overall, we're still overall bullish. And then we go to USD Japan. We can see on USD Japan. Let's see on the previous day, we closed bullish, but I mean bearish on the previous day. Right now, we are kind of pushing down, but again, we're still overall bullish. And if we look at the overall week, price did kind of make a retracement, but it still had potential to go lower, like into zones like this, and start going back up. So right now we're still above this support level, so price can actually still react positive off this level. It just depends on what DXY do as well too. But a long DXY break above that zone, then yeah, we can be seeing this break above here, this range, and then continue going back up higher. Another thing to keep in mind, just a little bit more of a higher time frame approach, but one thing that I always look at, price from a quarter standpoint too, which is the 3 month candle, right? Which is what you're seeing right now. And you look at the last quarter from last year, right? We can see we closed very bullish, right? So what this tells me is we're back at the top of this range. We still got a lot of potential to see price push down. So don't just think this can just keep skyrocketing it up. This can definitely push down. So, just kind of keep that in mind, which is why I always, stay focused on a higher time frame. Even though I'm a swing trader, even for y'all scalpers or, intraday traders, it's very important to stay focused on a higher time frame because it's easy to get lost on a lower time frame and forget what the bigger picture is. So always remember this. Your higher time frame is your future, right? So it tells you where um, the future is going. Your lower time frame is your present, right? So if your present is not lined up with the future, right, then that's when you kind of want to wait until the present start lining up towards the direction of your future, if that kind of makes sense. That's kind of how I look at it, so, but other than that, I'll see you next video. Peace.